Hey guys, good morning everyone, good morning, and hopefully you guys are ready for hopefully a pretty good day when it comes to the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X restocks. We should have quite a bit of news to go and cover all throughout today. We are still kind of seeing some continuations from everything we saw throughout these past few days, as you guys may have seen from yesterday or a few of the other various videos we made as of yesterday. But as well, I'm going to just give you guys some more updates. Some stores have also done a little bit more on the sold out side. We have also been seeing some folks also getting some consoles throughout this weekend, so maybe a good chance all throughout today, and as well just a bunch of little various news all spread on out throughout this basically day itself. So if you guys are going to hopefully have a good day, hope you guys are going to get your consoles, and if not, we'll probably be watching very, very closely as of next week for all the potential restock and restock locations. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc, digital console, and controller. Twitter and Twitch stream as well, link down below, and use that Twitter link down below for the PS5 giveaway too. As well, we also have the Webull and Coinbase and Amazon links, all the good stuff. So let's go and dive in the video itself so you guys can all be in the loop. So we have the three major big boys. We have a little bit of Target news, a little bit of GameStop news in continuation, and a little bit of Best Buy stuff too as well. And we'll give you guys all the updates on everything else too. So first and foremost, we can maybe just get out of the way for the GameStop stuff, mainly because why not? I feel like we actually had a pretty good amount of successes as of yesterday. So when it comes to GameStop, I'm sure you guys have been hearing us talk about it. There has been an ongoing GameStop PlayStation 5 restock, although this is a few days into the drop itself. So I just want to give you guys the heads on up that as the drop keeps on progressing, we'll maybe touch on this probably on Monday, maybe still a little bit on Tuesday, maybe. But when it comes to especially on today and Monday, there's still going to be a pretty good chance of you guys getting and receiving your consoles. But I do want to reiterate for this, because we covered this a little bit as of yesterday and just all around throughout the day, some stores are already sold out. Now, it's kind of you get to put like a little bit of your own legwork, as we kind of been talking throughout these past few days, but we did see a few more folks as of yesterday go and be like, hey, I called my store, they were already out of stock. Called my store, there's only like 2 consoles left, which would probably mean that ideally throughout those few hours, or even throughout today, might be on the very low side. Although we did also see a few folks as well that had some places they're like, yeah, there was still a lot of stock. They were telling their friends to come on in to go buy some stock, like as in like the buyers themselves. So overall, I'd probably say it's still worth checking a lot of your stores. Some stores that are not on this list also did go and have stock. That is confirmed. We have heard people mention that. So I just want to remind you guys that we are watching for that especially. So GameStop bundles are around like the pretty much around $800 mark, a little bit more on the expensive side, we know, but like I said, quite a few stores will probably still be having stock, although it depends on your area. If you're in the middle of a city, there's a lot more people probably there watching, so the likelihood does go down of your store still having stock. As well, if you guys are also like maybe just in a very big gaming area, it might also go tone down a decent bit from that too as well. It just kind of depends on a lot of different other various things, but I would probably say today and tomorrow, it will be worth checking your spot. And as you guys can tell, it's like 50 different states, so I mean, like something maybe New York may be different from say like Arizona, so keep that in mind when it comes to the video itself. But you do have to be a pro member still. We did have some reports as of yesterday, which was technically day 2 into the walk-in event. We were seeing some folks stating that they did have to have a pro membership still, and sometimes we did see them kind of taper off throughout like 1 or 2 days into it, so something to keep that in mind. You may still have to also be signed up for that or be a part of it, but probably call your local store, check the stock, maybe check the app itself. Sometimes the app did have stock for that stuff, so keep that in mind. So that's at least kind of the big news for today. We'll probably cover it maybe tomorrow too as well, but I just want to remind you guys, as time keeps on going on, it will be a little bit more on the less likely, a little bit more on the less stock, a little bit less and more, like more stores selling out, etc., etc. I'm sure you guys know how a normal walk-in event goes. So keep that in mind, but like I said, we did have some people even as of yesterday getting stock. We'll probably see people getting some of it today, depending on if your store is open or not. Some stores actually also have various different hours for Sundays too, so keep that in mind. Now for part 2 of stuff on this, Target. Now, I want to reiterate this. We made a quick little video of it last night, although nothing crazy. Target was and has been seeing some stock available. Now, once again, especially with how kind of small the last Target drop was, the likelihood of that does kind of tone down. I just want to go and say, so keep that in mind. Usually the last Target drop had a few canceled orders because they were overselling stock in a lot of locations as well. Just basically like they didn't have as big of stock as we were expecting. So the likelihood of a restock throughout today for a normal restock, pretty much 0. But as we kind of mentioned yesterday, we have still been seeing a few reports of Target stores having some leftover stock, kind of how they do for Xbox walk-ins. We did see a few people go and check their stores and see. I just want to let you guys know the GameStop likelihood for all this stuff, for having extra stock, very high because it's technically still in the middle of an ongoing drop. Now, when it comes to Target, very low. It's mainly for just for orders that didn't get picked up, canceled orders, that they maybe had like stock arrive later, they misplaced stock, whatever it is. So the likelihood is a lot bit lower. That's one of the, you guys know we were seeing a few reports of that. And we usually see also a week after drops bump up a lot too as well. So that's probably more so in maybe like 5 or 6 days from now too. But throughout this weekend, we have been seeing a little bit too as well because they just don't want to probably hold in stock for that long. So keep that in mind. Part 3 is also on the Best Buy side. So when it comes to Best Buy, if you guys have been seeing, we've been hearing 2 big things. Number 1 is on Best Buy when the stores open. That's their own proper, like kind of how GameStop's doing legitimate drop, where some stores will just have like 20, 30 stock. People have been showing up at entrance, so maybe be worth checking today. Although, once again, I can't go and guarantee. Some stores may have already sold out stock. Some stores may not have stock or whatever it is. But when it comes to Best Buy, we have been seeing reports of that going on. And we've been seeing a lot in like the California side, but on the Texas side too, those have been kind of like the big major markets that do seem to have stock. When I checked my own local Illinois stores, we didn't really see any too much movement, even from like the proper event stuff. So just keep that in mind. It's a little bit on the various side, which is why it's always harder to go cover on the walk-in news because it's kind of sporadic. It's kind of all over the place. As we see reports of it, it's nice for people getting their consoles, but it's kind of, I always wish it was just nationwide and we knew exactly where and how and all that stuff. It does kind of make things a bit on the annoying side for me. So keep that in mind. But Best Buy has been getting some stock. It depends on the area, depends on the stock. I'd probably say as of today and Monday, we'll be watching a little bit more even closely on all 3 of those retailers just to see if more stuff shows up. In part 3 of that, or I guess technically part 2 for Best Buy, is that keep on checking the app and keep on checking the online. We have been seeing people buying the secret Best Buy drops, which basically just kind of goes and shows if you open up the app, if there's stock there, you have a chance to go and call the store or arrive at the store and basically go talk about the fact that the store has stock. And a lot of the times employees will go and have extra stock for it if it shows up on the app. If you guys want to, I made a video on it yesterday, kind of like the secret way to buy a PlayStation 5 or whatever. But basically just have to have the Best Buy app or check on the online. If it shows that there's either stock available, even if it says it's unavailable or unavailable for pickup or whatever it is, if that store shows up, that basically means that there is a reason why of like all that select stores, say like one store out of like 25-mile radius. That means that the store probably either has canceled orders or leftover stock or even had a batch stock arrival for you guys to do in the walk-ins for. I kind of wish we had better information for Best Buy, but for the past like month and a half, they really haven't done any proper restocks for it. So it's been kind of weird, but we have been seeing people getting and receiving their consoles, which is nice, but it's not the best. So it's kind of up in there. It's kind of a little weird. We're going to keep on watching it, keep on doing research into it. We'll let you guys know, but Best Buy has at least a good chance throughout today if you guys want to do a little bit of extra research on your own. Same with the GameStop side. So I'm kind of like somewhat quick apologies on how these walk-ins being really weird, but as I keep mentioning, people are getting their consoles through this format and getting it from like the information, so I want to keep covering it as people keep getting it. It is kind of stinky though because it's not available for everyone, as you guys know what I mean. So some other little stuff to go cover. Amazon always has that very, very small chance for any types of restocks or warehouse consoles, although the likelihood is on the lower side. Walmart has pretty much never dropped on the weekends, so we could probably exclude that out for this one as well, though we have been seeing people still receiving and getting their stock. Other various things to note is always for Target for their Xbox Series X walk-ins. Those are still ongoing, and same thing for all the PS5 Rumble for Best Buy. That also can be applicable towards Xboxes. We have also seen Xboxes in store. Now for other various places, Anton Lime usually does not do any weekend restocks. Newegg on occasion has done weekend stuff. We've also, I think, also been seeing some very expensive bundles on Newegg in case you guys do want to check and receive stock from there. Not the most recommended, but we can kind of give you guys a loop for it. And you on occasion sometimes see like the really weird things like the Lenovo's or Dell's on weekend restocks. So be on the lookout for those bundles just in case you guys would like. For all the other various walk-ins too, as I kind of mentioned, it's been a pretty dry, like around 2 or 3 weeks when it comes to all these retailers. The Myers, we saw little baby bits in the northern states for stock, like nothing super crazy or super big. BJ's, we haven't really seen too much. We've seen like little baby sporadic, but I usually like to report more so if it's been like 3+ people getting stock, so keep that in mind. So, but basically all those, Fred Meyer's, Kroger's, HEB's, PC Richards, all these locations have been very much on the drier side when it comes to stock. Like, we really just haven't seen too much walk-ins, even for the military and military exchanges. Besides, at least we haven't seen some of the big boys like the GameStop and Best Buy and Target, as we mentioned, although all the kind of usual mid-tier places that have been pretty good and a little bit more on the niche side, such as like Staples and, like I said, Myers, BJ's, etc., have just been kind of quiet. So maybe we'll watch them more for next weekend. They are on the overdue side, although these past few weekends have been more on the drier side. So at least we have some good information to go and cover, so make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc, digital console, and that controller. We have that Twitter and Twitch stream down below, Webull and Coinbase down below, and that Twitter giveaway down below in case you want to join on that one. We'll have a lot more videos all throughout the rest of today, and I appreciate you guys all so much for watching in the first place.